It's officially over. If it hasn't been made abundantly clear to everybody yet, the Dallas Mavericks season is officially over, all in part due to trades, the fact that we can't get a win to save our life and just racking up all these losses. We're also the 10th seed with only 18 games left in the season, and these injuries that keep piling up on the Dallas Mavericks. And regarding injuries, we were told back in February, late February, from Jason Kidd that we would have an update on March 6th regarding Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, and Dereck Lively. Well, March 6th came and went. We got absolutely no update from anybody. Instead, we got the update a day later on the 7th, and it was very lackluster. And honestly, if you're a Mavericks fan, you should have expected an update like this anyway. So in this video, we're going to take a look at what happened to all of our guys, Anthony Davis, Dereck Lively, Daniel Gafford, what's the actual update surrounding them, and what does this mean for the Dallas Mavericks' future. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, if you just love the fact that I've been gracing your screens for a full year on YouTube, but maybe you want me to grace your ears on Spotify, make sure you check us out. We're on Spotify. Every single video, every single upload will be uploaded also to Spotify. Make sure you check us out at Mavs Digest on Spotify. The link is in the description below. But like I said, this season is pretty much over. If it isn't already clear, we can't win games, we can't stay healthy. It just doesn't make sense for this team to try to go out there and be too competitive and risk further injury. We've talked about it before. There has been no NBA teams in the history of the NBA that ever had to forfeit a game because they didn't have enough available players that were healthy. And the way that this Dallas Mavericks team is going, we could be the first. We could be the first team to have to just forfeit games because we don't have enough players. Jason Kidd may have to suit up and just go out there and help us try to not even win games, just try to keep us in the loop of things instead of just giving out losses left and right. But I also know that some people may be in favor for just losing the rest of the games this season to try to get a better draft pick. And later in this video, we're going to take a look at the draft and where we stand. But in the world of injuries that we seem to be in, and it seems like we never get good news, and I would argue that I can speak for Mavericks fans, that we just want to hear something positive. We want to hear good news. Whether it's Anthony Davis coming back for the last game of the season, or Daniel Gafford is on a minutes restriction, Dereck Lively can play every other game. We just want to hear something positive. Mavericks fans have been bombarded with bad news after bad news after bad news, to the point where I'm tired of reporting on bad news. I want to talk about something positive, something good that's happening with the team to give the small remaining fans out there a little bit of hope and just something to hold on to. But like I said, it was late in February. We were told that the Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd says today that Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, and Dereck Lively will all have their big evaluation on March 6th for their injury status going forward for the regular season. And just a quick recap for those that are unsure of why are they injured? What's this big evaluation? Well, if you've been living under a rock, Anthony Davis sustained a left adductor strain in his first game against the Houston Rockets. Daniel Gafford sustained a grade 3 right MCL sprain, and he was going to be out for at least 6 weeks. And Dereck Lively is expected to miss 2 to 3 months with a small fracture in his foot. All of our bigs, Daniel Gafford, Dereck Lively, Anthony Davis, are all injured, all roughly around the same time. Dereck Lively was earlier. It was back in January. So we all figured that it's getting close to the time where they could all return. We're the 10th seed. We only have 18 games left in the season. If they did come back, would it really matter? There were rumors surrounding Anthony Davis that him and his representatives were going to discuss a very tough decision on just sitting out for the rest of the season. And honestly, I don't think that's a tough decision. There's only 18 games. If we had 30 games, sure, that's a tough conversation to have. We have 18 games left. We are the 10th seed in the Western Conference. We can quickly just fall out of the play-in and just worry about the draft, try to get better draft odds, and that could be it. That could be the remainder of the 2024-2025 season, and just regroup and refocus on the 2025-2026 season. Try to get someone good in the draft. Try to stay healthy. That's the number one thing. Try and stay healthy. Try to hire someone that could be a better team doctor than whoever we have, and just pray for a better season next season. But we did finally get an update, and if you don't know what that update is, you should not be surprised about what we were told. We found out that Anthony Davis' left adductor strain is improving and has been doing more on-court movements per the Mavericks. Dereck Lively II with his right ankle stress fracture is progressing in rehabilitation. Both will be reevaluated weekly, and on top of that, can't forget Daniel Gafford with his right knee sprain is showing good progress and will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. I'm not surprised by this nothing burger that we were given. We were trying to get the big evaluation. I'll put the post back up that Jason Kidd, a big evaluation on March 6th on the injury status of Daniel Gafford, Dereck Lively, as well as Anthony Davis, that we were all waiting with bated breath. When will they return? And instead, the big evaluation, the big update that we got, they're progressing. Things look good. We'll tell you again in a few weeks. Well, in a few weeks, we'll have like 8 games left in the season, so would it really even matter? Would it really even matter if Anthony Davis came back for the last game? Would it matter if Dereck Lively came back on a minutes restriction? Would it even matter if Daniel Gafford, Dereck Lively, and Anthony Davis all sat the rest of the season? Again, we just want good news. We want to know what is positive with this team, what is looking good. And instead, we get these weird updates that really aren't updates every now and then. We don't ever know when someone's coming back until the game before anyway. But the Dallas Mavericks organization has not been transparent with the fans. They have not been transparent with themselves, it seems like, telling us a big evaluation, and that big evaluation came a day late, and it's just, hey, we'll tell you again in a few weeks. And I may be alone on this. I would feel a lot better if they just came out and said, Anthony Davis, Dereck Lively, Daniel Gafford, they're shut down for the remainder of the season. We're going to sit them out. They're injured. I think we have a right to do that. I don't think we'll be hit with fines for tanking. We have legit reasons to sit guys out. There's no point in risking further injury for any of these guys as the 10th seed when we can just rest, recover, get a better draft pick. Try again next year. I think it's absolutely ridiculous to just give us these. I'll throw them back up on the screen. These non-updates. You got an update for Anthony Davis. Oh, he's been doing good, more on-court movements. Okay, he's been improving. Okay, that's good, I guess. Dereck Lively is progressing in rehabilitation. Both will be reevaluated weekly. Would it even matter? With Kyrie Irving out for what it may seem like a year, you got Omax with a broken wrist. He needs surgery. We don't know where Jaden Hardy went. Would it really matter to bring these guys back if they're coming back from these big injuries? I mean, Anthony Davis, a left adductor strain, found out this isn't the first time he's ever had one of those. You got Dereck Lively, who his lower extremities just keep getting hurt, whether his ankle or his foot. And then you got Daniel Gafford with a grade 3 MCL strain. I don't want these guys to come out at the end of the season when these games really don't matter and they get hurt or they re-aggravate these injuries. I'm okay with sitting them out. I'm okay with just calling the rest of the season a wash. None of this really matters. We need to focus on the draft, focus on getting healthy, and again, try again next year. It's not that big of a deal. But if we take a look right here, boom. We are the 10th seed. We're the 10th seed. We're 32-32. We're only about a game and a half. We're about a 2 and a game half ahead of the Suns, who we do play tomorrow. If we lose, then hey, that helps us out and try to get out of the play-in and get into the lottery territory. Find it very odd that the Suns are that low beneath us with Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker. But regardless, the Dallas Mavericks, we have injuries. Other teams, they don't really have it as bad as us. We are one of the most impacted teams due to injuries. And even so, it's still impressive that we're only 32-32. We are the 10th seed. We're not the Utah Jazz. We're not the Washington Wizards. We're not the bottom of our conference with a relatively healthy squad. We're the 10th seed with a very decimated roster where Brandon Williams last night, shout out to Brandon Williams, was hooping last night, looking like a very unpolished but very promising young Kyrie Irving. We had Najee Marshall racking up rebounds like he was PJ Washington. We still have talented players. This Dallas Mavericks team is not bad by any means. We're just unlucky when it comes to health and injuries. It's just one of the worst truths about this team. But the last thing that we're going to talk about is definitely the draft coming up. And in this upcoming few weeks, months, we're going to be talking about a few players that the Dallas Mavericks could definitely go after. If we take a look at our draft odds right now, the Dallas Mavericks are currently in the whole lottery simulation. We should be the 13th overall pick, which really isn't that bad. This upcoming draft is very, very deep. There's a lot of good players that could honestly go in the entire first round. So no matter where we land, as long as it is a lottery pick, and I'm cool with being 13th, maybe even the 8th, as long as we're somewhere in the middle of the pack or even higher, the Dallas Mavericks can't go wrong. I mean, Nico Harrison has been known to make great decisions regarding trades and player acquisition. So hopefully he doesn't. I mean, it'd be really hard not to make the right pick unless you have the number 1 pick and you don't pick Cooper Flagg. Other than that, I think the Dallas Mavericks have a really good shot of finding a really good player in the draft, help us out this upcoming season while guys are coming back from injuries. And from there, may the chips fall wherever they fall. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think this season's over? I think it's over. Let me know what you think. we'd have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for making this far to the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing a giveaway every single month on this channel. Only way to enter our giveaways is to become a channel member of any tier. But till next time, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.